Season 2 of the new Bronx Edulution. We've got something great in store for you. I'm Timothy Coleman, Director of Education for BronxNet and your host for the show. Our rich history and culture are rediscovered through the stories of community members who take pride in our borough while sharing their journey towards success. Get ready to be uplifted and entertained. Me and the crew welcome you to the brand new Bronx Edulution.
Hey family, I'm Timothy Stone Dancer Coleman. I'm the Director of Education here at BronxNet, as well as your host for the Bronx Edulution. Welcome to another episode. Our mission is to create an engaging program where families in the Bronx and beyond can learn and laugh together. On today's show, we'll be talking about charity, donations, volunteering, and giving back. The definition of charity refers to the act of showing kindness, generosity, and goodwill towards others, particularly those who are in need or facing adversity. It involves voluntary providing assistance, support, or resources to individuals, groups, or organizations that require help. Charity can manifest in various forms, such as financial donations, volunteering, or offering emotional support. Sometimes we don't give back because we feel like we don't have anything to offer or to give. But that's totally wrong. Everyone has the ability to help someone else in a time of need. It's just that sometimes we need to recognize how blessed we are and recognize that there is always someone else who has it worse off than we do. Charity is important to those in need for several reasons. Meeting basic needs like charity helps individuals and communities fulfill their essential needs such as food, shelter, healthcare, education. It provides a safe net for vulnerable populations and helps ensure their well-being. Many individuals face challenging circumstances such as poverty, illness, or natural disasters. One example might even be the current migrant crisis in New York City. These are people who have been labeled and haven't been given credit for being individual human beings who each have a unique story. Learning that story could help us understand how we support them in their time of need. Acts of charity can help alleviate their suffering by offering practical support, empathy, care, providing a lifeline during difficult times. Charity recognizes the inherent worth and dignity of each individual. It empowers those in need, offering them a sense of hope, self-worth, and above all else, belonging. And get this, the world can't exist without a sense of hope. Charity fosters a sense of unity and compassion within communities. It encourages individuals to come together, support one another, and create a more inclusive and resilient society. By helping those in need, charity strengthens the social fabric that promotes solidarity. Acts of charity inspire others to create a ripple effect. Have you ever held the door for someone and, they said thank you, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you see they're holding the door for someone else? That's a form of charity. When individuals witness kindness and generosity, they're more likely to pay it forward, creating a cycle of giving and compassion. This collective effort can have a significant impact on improving the lives of many. Overall, charity plays a crucial role in supporting those in need, addressing social inequalities, and building a more compassionate and equitable world. We'll be right back after these messages.
"19.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak and are always accepting donations and volunteers."
Welcome back, family. Today's topic is about charity, donations, volunteering, and giving back. It's an easy thing to say. However, sometimes we need a couple of ideas to get the juices flowing. So I wanted to provide you with 5 simple things you can do in your local community to give back. Volunteer at a local community organization. There are many local organizations that offer volunteer opportunities, such as food banks, homeless shelters, and animal shelters. Volunteering your time is a great way to show charity and give back to your community. You could also donate to local charities. Charitable donations can help support local nonprofits and organizations that benefit the community. You can donate money, goods, or services to these organizations to help them operate effectively and make a positive difference. One great example, think about what you can do to help support our work here at BronxNet. Participate in community events. Many communities offer events and activities that help bring people together and celebrate the local culture. Participating in these events can help show charity and promote a sense of community in your area. Get involved in community development projects. Community development projects help improve the quality of life in your community, such as building community gardens, cleaning up parks, and renovating community centers. Volunteering or donating to these projects is a great way to show charity and support positive change. You could also support local businesses, especially those that support local causes that help boost the local economy and support the community. By supporting these businesses, you can show charity and contribute to your well-being of your community. We'll be right back with a wonderful interview with a very, very talented director and producer here at BronxNet. We'll see you soon.
The Bronx Edulution. We are Bronx Strong.
Welcome back, family. I'm so glad you're still here with us. We are so excited to have this specific segment in each of our episodes of Edulution. Today, I could not be more proud to introduce you to a very powerful, powerful young man who has such a rich story to share with us. This guy is also our director and producer for the Bronx Edulution. I've been working with him for quite a few years now, and I just love seeing his career grow and blossom. He is a mentor, he is a leader, and he is here with us. Without any further ado, it is Mr. Benaiah Warr. Thank you for joining us, Benaiah.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, I'm so glad to have you on the show. I'm so glad for the people to get a chance to actually get a sense of who you are as a person, as a young man in our community. So I want to start out with, have you always been interested in being involved in entertainment and television? Like, where did you start that led you to this place?
Whew, that is a great question. I believe it started for me when I was young. I always knew that I was going to do something great or special. When I was young, you know, people used to always consider me one of the kids with a lot of energy, always excited, always talkative. And in my formative years, I wasn't the best when it came to my education. I wasn't the best when it came to, you know, just achieving a high academic success. But one thing I did have, I had great support. I had a great mom, I had a great dad, and my mom always pushed me, and my mom always believed in any dreams that I had. And so I'll be one of those kids that's daydreaming in class. I'll be one of those kids that's like, I got to snap out of it.
Right.
But I believe that was the creativity and the vision that was being built in me since I was young.
That's right.
And so I was very artistic. I love to draw. You know, my parents would buy me different toys, and I'll just imagine certain things and just, you know, play and have the toys there. And then also too, you know, I didn't know how to play instruments, but I asked for instruments. I wasn't a kid that wasn't the best at sports, but I still played sports. I just wanted to get involved in stuff. And I think sometimes when you're young and you're one of those people that don't know what it is, you just have to find it. And that's, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I don't mean to interrupt, but like, but you inspire me, right? So I want to say, you know, one of the things that I think you're talking about, and you're defining it, but I want to put a fine-tooth comb on it, is that we talk about, like, when people go into the medical field, right? Doctors practice right? This is my practice. I do chiropractor. I'm a whatever kind of doctor, right? And at first it used to throw me off. I'm like, what do you mean you practicing? Like, when are you ever gonna be done practicing, right?
Right.
But what you just described in your life is that you were practicing vision,
Wow.
and you were practicing bringing forth something from nothing, right? And so that's one of the things that I think people kind of lean in when they come and they meet you and they hang out with you, is that you're really good at taking a simple statement that someone might say and turning it into vision and speaking something positive upon someone's life. So I'm curious, you say you have supportive parents, mom's been there, dad has been there. What's a little bit about your family makeup? Like, what is your family's background?
Oh, wow. So I lived in a household of a family of 5. And my parents, they were both pastors, and I have 2 older sisters, and we was raised in ministry. And so my parents have always been leaders who always wanted to share God with the community. They've been so impactful in giving and service in the community. Whether it's through food, whether it's through prayer, and also too helping people in their life journey. People who battle in addictions with drugs, and people who came out of different lifestyles, people who's dealt with hurt and trauma. I've seen my parents walk with people on that journey of their life, and so that was something that always inspired me when I was young. I didn't fully comprehend it or understand it, but I knew the power of God when I saw it. And changing people's lives is the power of God, and that's something that I hold fast to, the value. And I've seen my parents live a life of integrity, and that kind of helped change the way I thought, and helped me in a way where now today I like to do those type of things. So it really was something that ignited my passion, seeing my parents do the things and seeing the fruit that comes out of it as well.
That's super powerful. How has your faith played a role in how you function at your job, how you function, outside of your job with your friends? Like, how important is faith? We did a show a couple of episodes ago about faith and believing in yourself, right? And believing in others and speaking life into other people. How does that play a role in the choices that you make?
Wow. I like to say faith is foundation. If you don't have faith, it's impossible to do anything. First, you have to see it before you do it. First, you have to see it before you manifest it, right? And so I think for faith for me was a foundation that helped me to believe even in times where I was down, even in times where I didn't look like I was going to do anything or create anything. Faith always helps me hold on and gives me hope in times of trouble, in times of discouragement. So I think for me, I think you can find the beauty in any situation.
That's right.
And so, when I'm at my job or when I'm around my friends, uplifting people, it fills me up. It fills my cup. And I think seeing that other people can have hope too.
That's right.
And you can be able to give hope to others, and share the light that you have with them also, and see the joy that's on their face as well when they receive it.
Right.
Oh man, there's nothing like it. I mean, it's nothing like it. So I think faith fuels me. It gives me purpose. It gives me passion, and it helps me to achieve my ultimate goal, and it helps me to fulfill my life's purpose and dream.
I love that. That's so powerful, right? That's so powerful because everybody, and I say this all the time, purpose has no age, and it has no time limit. And so for some people like you, like what you're describing, you say you found purpose at an early age. So where do you see yourself? Because what you guys don't know is that pretty much every department here at BronxNet reaches for this young man when we need support, when we need something to happen. We're like, call Benaiah. But sometimes that could be a detriment, right? When you're being pulled in so many different directions, right? But I like the way that you have been able to take all of these individual lessons and still function within your gifts in these different areas. So as you think about your life beyond BronxNet, beyond like whatever's happening right now, where do you see yourself in another 5-6 years? What is it that you're striving for?
I'm striving to be successful in whatever I do. Sometimes I wake up and I know what it is. Sometimes I wake up and I don't know what it is. Some days I want a business. Some days I want to work in production. Some days I want to mentor. Some days I want to just be a person who is, able to have influence in every area, every sector, work at places that, I can't even imagine. So I think it changes day to day, but I think as long as I keep the main thing, keep the blueprint, continue to give and support others, whatever season I'm serving in, serve to the best of my abilities. Right now, it's being a producer. I know nothing about being a producer when I first came in. And to this day, I'm still learning, but I'm going to serve to the best of my abilities. Tomorrow, it might be something else, and I might serve to the best of my abilities. I also love to reach the youth as well, right? I love to tell youth about God and teach about, God's word. And that's something that I wake up and do. And, I'm going to do my best in doing that wherever it leads me. I think I'm willing to follow and just put my best foot forward in it. And so, that's where I see myself, and I see myself also just being around the right people, right? Around the right crew and the right people that can be able to pour into you,
That's
because
right.
it's a community.
That's right.
We're here to serve one another.
And it's so important who you choose to have in your inner circle, right? I think some people that I've seen along the way have fallen because of who they chose to have in their inner circle. So I love how, you're talking about you are conscious about being intentional about who you're surrounding yourself with. I feel like, you're going to have a hard time in not being surrounded by pretty much everybody because I see a lot of different types of folks really trying to siphon out all of the hope and all of the positivity and all of the support and mentorship that you offer. So I would say, more than anything, all of our prayers are with you. Like, I can only imagine how proud your parents are of the young man that you've turned out to be. And my mom is proud of you, and she ain't even met you yet.
I want to say one more thing, Tim.
Yeah.
While you're mentioning that, what comes to me, as much as these things are pulling me, as much as these things are something that can sometimes be heavy, I always think about anything you do will come with a price, and charity comes with a cost. And if that's the cost that I have, that's the cost I'm willing to pay.
Amen. Listen, folks, we are right here, info@bronxnet.org. You can reach out to Benaiah and get some more of this hope and this faith and this positivity. We are so proud to highlight our team and our staff here at BronxNet in these small segments, giving you just a taste of who we are as a community. We always say this statement, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to work here at BronxNet and highlight the amazing, talented staff that we have. Thank you, Benaiah, for being here with us today. I really appreciate it. It's such a joy to work with you, man. And we'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Carlin Rains, and I'm the principal of Learning Through Play, located in District 7. 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to visit one of my colleagues in another district here in New York City, and she had this wonderful STEAM room, and I was like, wow, look at all the science happening in one area, exploration. How can I bring this to my children in the South Bronx? So we had the space, but not the funding. And my superintendent at the time was able to get us a grant with the state to give us this wonderful opportunity.
Ms. Rains laid out what it entailed and what can be produced from just this idea. Everybody was on board.
So for STEAM, we have science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. And what really drew me into STEAM was looking at the statistics of engineers within the United States. 71% are Caucasian, and 14% are Hispanic and African American. Exposure and opportunities are the way that children can lead into that path. Our consultant, she kind of said, okay, well, let's think it through. What are some areas that you would like to incorporate in the STEAM room?
We sat down and everybody came up with all kinds of ideas.
We started ordering materials and they were coming in. There were a lot of materials and we were like, wow, okay, we need a team here to help us unpack this.
Everybody was excited. People were willing to offer time outside of their normal school hours to help.
It was really a collaborative effort to come in, unpack, put together furniture, put together the room itself. We started with the block room. So once we got the grant, it's like, oh, now we could expand on this, right? This whole engineering thought process. So then we had the steam room, which is a multiple of areas in this one room.
I haven't ever seen a steam room really, and this was my first one. And the first time I came, when things were actually put in place, it was like putting yourself in a kid's shoes. Like, this is exciting. Can I touch that? Can I play with this? How does this work?
And then we have a loose parts room where children can go in there as well and create using natural loose parts, recycled materials, and so forth.
This right here is a watering hole. They come to get water, knowledge, understanding.
As grown-ups, seeing it first and then having our kids come in, it was just like an exciting experience.
They're able to create whatever they want. They're able to do math, they're counting, they're sorting, they're learning language, they're doing science, they're learning about gravity.
They're getting to be themselves, and that's important. They're getting to bring their interests into this space. And we have to figure out ways in order to adapt and create some learning that really encompasses what they want to see.
When I walked into the room, I saw this wave and its components were all configured together. So when I put the ball in, and the ball rolled and it did all this was supposed to do, and I'm like, who did this? Come to find out, it was a young child who put this together. I'm like, this is an engineer right here. That excitement to see that their ingenuity, their thought pattern, their design worked, and it worked the way they wanted to.
It's amazing when you leave them to just work with the materials. They ask questions of each other, what if I did this, what would happen?
I can use these to make the roof.
And just letting them figure it out. Oftentimes as educators, we want to give them information. We want to tell them. And, it's within themselves that they have the answers.
Seeing that excitement and learning and trying things out, I'm excited for them, oh wow, imagine if I was a kid, I had this opportunity to do the same thing.
We really wanted to incorporate having a Reggio presence within the room. So you'll notice a lot of natural materials, even boxes, recycled materials.
Your hands tell a story. Your hands tell you everything. If a child grabs it, he feels it's hard, it's soft, it's this, I can move it. What can I do with this?
When children finish their structure, they feel so proud and excited about what they built that it's priceless.
I'm gonna be a builder. I wanna build a museum.
When children are given the opportunity to explore rooms like this, it gives them self-confidence, it builds their self-esteem.
We're big on identity, and we like to reflect that in our environment and to be inclusive of everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
The day of the ribbon cutting ceremony, we had visitors that came from select institutions, the chancellor, the deputy chancellor, and when they came in, they said, we have never seen anything like this. Because oftentimes you'll see this maybe in high school, maybe in the middle schools, or late elementary, but to have this opportunity to lay this groundwork for our 3s and 4s, they were just really amazed.
Watching that whole process, the vocabulary that's coming out of the students, with change, process, development. I mean, people come in and they say, these are 3s, these are 4s?
Oftentimes, the South Bronx is just known as the poorest congressional district in the state of New York. There are things that are happening here in the Bronx. Hence, we have this STEAM room where we want to give our children opportunities to be exposed to the architecture world, having the exposure of becoming anything that they want to be. But we definitely have to change the narrative so that people don't think that the South Bronx is a place where only bad things happen. And we have some of the most talented, most brightest children here, and they will shine.
Hey family, that's another episode of the Bronx Edulution. Today we spoke about charity, donations, volunteering, and giving back. The power of giving back to those in need can be life-changing. Remember, we all need hope, and we all need to know that someone cares about our situation, even if we never get a chance to meet the person who is helping us. I love to keep reminding you that you already have everything you need in order to present your original idea to the world. Check out our list of classes here at BronxNet by visiting bronxnet.org/education and start your journey in TV hosting and production. Along the way, you're going to meet some really cool people who I guarantee you are living their purpose by being in service to our community. I'm Timothy Stone Dancer Coleman, Director of Education here at BronxNet, and your host for the Bronx Edulution. See you next time.